Hello everyone! Today's lesson is lesson 8.8. You'll need to tear out pages 487 and 489 from your math book. Once you've done that, we will go ahead and get started. So today's lesson is we are going to find part of a group using unit fractions. We've been working on fractions for a while now, so we're still talking about grouping and fractions. Essential question. How can a fraction tell how many are in part of a group? So first, we are going to unlock the problem. Aubrey buys a bouquet of 12 flowers. 1/3 of them are red. How many of the flowers are red? Okay. How many flowers does Aubrey buy in all? Well, we know that Aubrey buys a bouquet of 12 flowers. So we are going to write 12 flowers. What fraction of the flowers are red? 1/3 of them are red. 1/3 is 1/3. 1/3 are red. Activity. Materials. We'll need counters and a math board. If you don't have those, you may want to pause it and get them now. Okay. Since you want to find 1/3 of the group, there should be how many equal groups? Well, our total number of groups, as we've learned from the last lesson, our total number of groups is our denominator, so it would be 3. So it would be 3 equal groups. Draw the counters below. Well, we know that there are 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have drawn 12 counters equally into 3 groups. Circle one of the groups to show 1/3. One group is 1/3 because it is 1 out of 3 total groups. 1/3. Then count the number of counters in that group. How many do we have in this one group? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 counters in one group. 1/3 of 12 equals 4. So we know that 4 of the flowers are red. What if Aubrey buys a bouquet of 9 flowers and 1/3 of them are yellow? Use your math board and counters to find how many of the flowers are yellow. So we know that Audrey has 9 flowers, and we know that 1/3 of them are yellow. So that means if it's 1/3, how many groups do we need? We need 3 equal groups. So 1, 2, 3. And we have 9 flowers to divide into these 3 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if 1/3, one group, one of 3 groups are yellow, how many are in this one group? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 flowers. How can you use the numerator and denominator in a fraction to find part of a group? Well, what does our denominator tell us? It tells us how many groups I divide the total into. The numerator tells us how many of the groups I count. So, the denominator I'm trying to figure out where to write this. That's why it's best if you use your math board with your dry erase for this part. Okay, how many groups I divide the total into? The numerator tells how many of the groups I count. Now, if you don't have that all written down yet, you can pause it to finish, and then we're going to move on to page 487. All right. Try this. Find part of a group. Raoul picks 20 flowers from his mother's garden. 1/4 of them are purple. How many of the flowers are purple? Step 1. Draw a row of 4 counters. Think, to find 1/4 you make 4 equal groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Continue to draw as many rows of 4 counters as you can until you get to 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Step 3. Then circle the equal groups. We have 1 group. We have 2 groups. We have 3 groups. And we have 4 groups. 4 equal groups. Each is 1/4. Okay, so each group represents 1/4 of the flowers because there are 4 equal groups. We knew that we wanted 4 equal groups because 4 is our denominator. There are how many counters in one group? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 counters in one group. So 1/4 of 20 equals, you guessed it, 5. So we know that 5 of the flowers are purple. Share and show. Use the model to find half of 8. Think. How many counters are in one of the 2 equal groups? Well, we know our denominator is 2, so how many groups do we need? 2. We need 2 equal groups. 1, 2. 2 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group. All right. So, we want to use the model to find half of 8. So, 1 group is half of 8 because it's split into two groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 in one group, which is half of the total, which is 8. Describe why you count this number, or the number of counters, in just one of the groups when finding half of any number. Well, we do this because the numerator, what's the numerator? It's the top number, right? So the numerator in 1/2 is 1. So that means that I counted the counters in one of the two groups. All right. Then we're going to move on to number 2. The directions say circle equal groups to solve. Count the number of flowers in one group. Okay, so we want 1/4. Let's zoom in a little more. This might be difficult for you all to see. Sorry about that. 1/4 of 8. Well, 8 is our total, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that we need how many groups? Our denominator is 4, so we need 4 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups. How many is in one? We need to count one group out of the 4 to find out what 1/4 of 8 is. So how many is in one group? Right, 2. There are 2 in each group, which means 2 is 1/4 of 8. Moving on to number 3. We want to know what 1/3 of 6 is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many equal groups do we want? Our denominator says 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 equal groups. How many is in one of the 3 groups? 1, 2. There you go. 1/3 of 6 is 2. All right. Now moving on to number 4. We want to find out what is 1/6 of 12. If we have 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, we know we have 6 across the top, and we need how many equal groups? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal groups. Well, what is one of those 6 equal groups? 1, 2. 2. 1/6 of 12 equals 2. Sorry. All right. If you didn't have a chance to get all this written down yet and get these finished, make sure you pause it as we move along. We're going to move on to page 489. On your own. Circle equal groups to solve. Count the number of flowers in one group. All right, so we want to know what 1/4 of 12 is. Okay, so we know we have 12 flowers, and we want how many equal groups? 4. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal rows, so let's circle our groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 equal groups? Yes. So we need to know what is in one of these 4 groups to know what our answer is. So 1, 2, 3. 3 flowers. So 1/4 of 12 equals 3. Now we'll move on to number 6. If we want to know what 1/3 of 15 is. We have 15 tulips, 15 blue tulips. So we want to know what 1/3 of 15 tulips is. We have 1, 2, 3 columns that are equal of tulips, so we're going to split those. 1, 2, 3. We need to know what's in one of those 3 groups to know what 1/3 of 15 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1/3 of 15 equals 5. Moving on to number 7, we have 16 flowers. We want to know what 1/4 of 16 is. Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So let's go ahead and circle those even rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is in one of those rows? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/4 of 16 equals 4. Alright, now we have 30 blue tulips, and we want to know what 1/6 of 30 is. Well, let's see if we have our even rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we need 6 groups? Yes, we do. So let's circle our 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 equal groups. How many is in one of those 6 equal groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1/6 of 30 equals 5. Number 9. 1/3 of 12. We have 12 purple flowers. We need how many equal groups? 3. So 1 equal group, 2 equal groups, 3 equal groups. Circle them. 1, 2, 3. What is in one of the 3 groups? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/3 of 12 equals 4. Alright, so 1/2 of 6. Okay, so now we know we need 2 equal groups. So, are there 2 this way? 1, 2, 3? No. Are there 2 this way? 1, 2. Yes, so we need 2 equal groups. 1, 2. 1/2. So what's one group of the 2? 1, 2, 3. 1/2 of 6 equals 3. Draw counters, then circle equal groups to solve. Alright, so we need to know what 1/8 of 16 is. So we need how many equal groups? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many is split between those groups? 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many are in one of those 8 groups? 1, 2. 1/8 of 16 equals 2. Now we're going to move on to number 12. We need to know what 1/6 of 24 is. How many equal groups do we need? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are there altogether that we need to split into groups? 24. 1, oops, 2, ooh, that was not good. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. How many are in one of these 6 equal groups? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/6 of 24 equals 4. Okay, this one's gonna be a lot of work, everyone. Is everybody ready? This is where you definitely want to have your math board and your dry erase. So, Jerry has 50 sports trading cards. Of those cards, 1/5 of them are baseball cards, 1/10 of them are football cards, and the rest are basketball cards. How many more basketball cards than baseball cards does Jerry have? Okay, so he has 50 sports cards. 1/5 of them are baseball cards, 1/10 of them are football cards, and the rest are basketball cards. How many more basketball cards than baseball cards does Jerry have? Well, we know that this is going to be subtraction because he says how many more does he have than Jerry. So, first we need to group our 50 sports cards accordingly. So, to find the baseball cards, we know that it's 1/5 of them. So how many equal groups? 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, so Jerry has 50 cards. Of those cards, 1/5 of them are baseball cards. So we need to know how many are in one out of these 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We know that Jerry has 10 baseball cards. We're going to do this for a baseball. 10 baseball cards. Then we need to know how many are football cards. Okay, so there's our football. So then we know that we need how many groups? For football cards, we need 10 groups. So we're going to go over here. We're going to make 10 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, so if we need to know 1/10 of them are football cards, that means 1 out of these 10 groups are football cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he has 10 baseball and 5 football cards. So altogether, 10 plus 5 is 15. Well, altogether, Jerry has how many sports trading cards? He has 50. And we know that he has 15 baseball and football cards, so we know that the rest are basketball. So 50 of his original cards minus the 15 baseball and football cards. So 50 minus 15, you make this a 10, and then this becomes your 4. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Then you have your 4 left over. Subtract 1 is 35. So how many more basketball cards than baseball cards does Jerry have? Mrs. Douglas did this wrong. Oh, okay. So how many more? Okay, so then we didn't finish the problem. I apologize. So this is the amount of basketball cards. So this is basketball. Okay. So we'll just say this is basketball. Okay, so then how many more basketball cards than baseball cards does Jerry have? So he has 10 baseball cards. So we're going to take the 10 baseball cards away. So 5 minus 0 is 5, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So 25 more cards. So that's what we'll write in number 13. Okay, now you'll want to erase your board because now we need to do number 14. All right, for number 14, Barbara has a mixed garden that has 16 rows of different flowers and vegetables. 1/4 of the rows are lettuce. 1/8 of the rows are pumpkin, and half of the rows are tulips. The other rows are carrots. How many rows of carrots are in Barbara's garden? Okay, so if we know Barbara has she has 16 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She has 16 rows of different flowers and vegetables. 1/4 of the rows are lettuce. 1/8 of the rows are pumpkins, and half of the rows are red tulips. The other rows are carrots. How many rows are carrots in Barbara's garden? So 1 out of 8 of the rows. So 8 groups. Okay. So we know that for the the lettuce is 1/4 of the rows. So if we know that we need 4 rows that are lettuce, so 1 out of 4 rows. So if you make 1 out of 4, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So 1 out of every 4 rows is lettuce. Then if you have it in 8 groups, so 1 out of every 8 are pumpkins. One out of 2, so then you'd only cut it in half. So that would just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only 1 row out of each side are tulips. So this one's a tulip, and this one's a tulip. How many rows of carrots are in Barbara's garden? Well, how many rows do we have left that are not labeled? 1, lettuce, pumpkin, tulip, pumpkin, lettuce, pumpkin, tulip, pumpkin, lettuce, pumpkin. 2. So 2 rows of carrots. Moving on to page 490. Okay. Problem solving applications. Use the table for 15 through 16. Number 15. Use a diagram. 1/4 of the seed packs Ryan bought are violet seeds. How many packs of violet seeds did Ryan buy? Draw counters to solve. Ryan bought 8 packs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many of them? 1/4. 1 out of 4. So that means 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many did he buy? 2 packs. 1/3 of Brooke's seed packs and 1/4 of Cole's seed packs are daisy seeds. How many packs of daisy seeds did they buy altogether? Okay, so 1/3 of Brooke's and 1/4 of Cole's. So 1/3 of Brooke's, so Brooke bought 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that we need 3 groups for Brooke. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to do it this way instead from the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Start over. We're going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 because we need 3 groups of seeds. So 1/3 of Brooke's, that's 1 group because there's 2, 3. So this is 1 group for Brooke. And then we need 1/4 of Cole's. So Cole needs 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Is that right? Cole had 20 packs. So that is 20. And then we knew that it was 1/4. So 4 groups. 2, 3, 4. How many is 1/3 of brook seeds? 1/3 of brook seeds is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all together, so that means add. We know that all together means add. How many is in one of Cole's packs? Or one of Cole's groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. So the answer is 9 packs. We know this because 1/3 of what? 12 equals 4. And 1/4 of what? 20 equals 5. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So Brooke and Cole bought 9 packs of daisy seeds all together. Okay, if you need to pause it to finish writing, feel free. Number 17, sense or nonsense? Sophia bought 12 pots. 1/6, so 1/6 of them are green. Sophia said she bought 2 green pots. So Sophia bought 12 pots. 1/6 of them are green. Sophia said she bought 2 green pots. Does her answer make sense? Explain how you know. Well, we know that we need 6 groups, right? So we're going to go down the side like we did right here. We're going to go down the side because we have more space to make how many equal groups? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a total of how many pots? 12. We know we just made 6 equal groups, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 equal groups of 12 all together. How many are in one group? 2. Is that correct? Yes, it does make sense. It makes sense because I divided 12 counters into 6 equal groups. Then I counted the number in one of the 6 groups. There were 2 counters in one group. So 1/6 of 12 equals 2. You can pause it if you need to write that down. And last but not least, number 18. Florist has 24 sunflowers in a container. Mrs. Mason buys 1/4 of the flowers. Mr. Kim buys 1/3 of the flowers. How many sunflowers are left? Explain how you solve the problem. Okay, so there's 24 sunflowers. We see that. Mrs. Mason buys 1/4 of them. So how many equal groups do we need? 4. Looks like we have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how many does Mrs. Mason have? Well, one of the 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Mrs. Mason has 6. Then Mr. Kim buys, that was her, Mr. Kim buys 1/3 of the flowers. So we know we need 3 flowers. Mrs. Douglas isn't going to make pretty flowers because I know this video has already been long for you. Okay, so then there's 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, ignore that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 flowers. Okay, into 3 equal groups. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. How many does Mr. Kim have? Mr. Kim has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 8 because we knew that he bought 1/3, so one of the 3 equal groups out of the 24, so that's 8. So 6 plus 8 equals 14. All right. So then we need to know how many sunflowers are left. Well, there were 24 in all, right? And Mr. Kim and Mrs. Mason bought 14 of them. So they took away 14 of them. So 4 minus 4 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. 10. There are 10 sunflowers left. We know this because we divided the array into 4 parts and found 1/4 of 24 is 6. Then we circled thirds in an array and found 1/3, 1/3 of 24 equals 8. We added 6 plus 8 and 14 and subtracted the sum from 24. All right, if you need to pause it to finish, that's great. Otherwise, you are finished for with this lesson for today.